So the question here that is asked to me is to describe a situation in my life where I faced a significant personal or professional challenge, when I felt low, overwhelmed, or believed that difficulty was greater than my ability to cope. So there was a day. There were a lot of days, but one of which was significant for me as a cyclist, as a hobbyist. I usually like to ride a bicycle. I like to make targets. I like to make stretch to reach, like it can be, it is generally about 50 kilometers, which I do every year. But there was one time when I was in Kolkata and I made a target to go for a 100 kilometer round trip. So that was a plan in my mind. And to do that and to complete that, I had to do a warm up so that on the D day I won't fail. So there was the evening. I after taking my lunch, after taking adequate rest, I thought of let's give it a try, and I went on a trial run where I rode my bicycle from Newtown to Hatisala, and from there I went to Science City by the road beside the Hatisal. Okay. So that was a distance of about 25 kilometers I traveled. I thought of making a round trip to my home that would generally come up to 25 plus 9. That comes to around 34 kilometers. But what made my mind that after reaching Science City, I made my mind that okay, let's give it a try and just go for another round, and that is when I went to Korea. That is when I went to Korea, and after there making a round trip, it came up to a distance of 50 kilometers, and it was too much. It was way beyond my potential at that moment. As I have already exhausted my 50 kilometers trek, which was usual for me. So usual I can make it anytime, but after completing the 50 kilometers, it was I had thrust. I got a lot of thrust. I drank water, 3 bottles of water here and there. I wasn't prepared. It was just a trial run. It was just I was supposed to come back home by evening, but it was 6:30 p.m. When I reached there, and it was getting dark. It was as I was 30 kilometers away from my home, and I thought, how would I reach home from that? I would have to find a shorter way. That's when I found that it will take 10 kilometers if I follow a straight path, not following the same route which I followed back. So just after making after rerouting, I started pedaling. It was my legs were paining. I was totally giving up that I can't move with this strength anymore. But the willing to come back to my home, my hideout, my the place where I'm staying here, which I call as my home right now, as I'm staying away from my home already. So that was kind of gave me a strength that yeah, I can do it. I can reach back to my home, and I took a pace. I took great paces. I took rest in few places. I came back home. I thought of coming back home early, but after reaching to Dharmatala, something struck my mind. While I was in Kalighat, I was totally panicked that though I can't reach home, what would I do? But after coming to Dharmatala, something came in me that it's already 7:30. Why should I go home right now? I must take another round. I thought of going to Arjikar, taking a round trip to Dum and then reaching my home from Kestupur way. So I rerouted my path. I don't know why I went to Arjikar. And suddenly I remembered I was having a test that night, an online test. I parked my cycle on a road full dark. People were sleeping, most probably it was 9:30 at that moment. I was there, 9:30 p.m. I parked my bicycle there. I checked my messages and found out the link, gave my test outside of the home, you know, in between a road, which is dark. Then rode my bicycle back to home from the route taken towards Zamdam to Keshtapur and then back to my home where I'm staying right now. So that was quite of an adventure for me. It was not because of the roads. I didn't know the roads. I knew the roads. I have traveled from that way before as well, but by bicycle it was for the first time. I traveled that road at night. That was also a difficult challenge for me because I didn't carry a flashlight. As I said, it was a trial run. I wasn't prepared as much. And the total distance covered was 69 to 72 kilometers. Why I'm saying that? Because there are distances that on Google Map that are often miscalculated. But according to my calculations, by the map, which I follow, like on the apps which I use for monitoring my speed and distance. So it tells me 69 kilometers, but according to Google Map, it was 72 kilometers. Anyway, if I put it in average, it will be coming around 71 or 70. So I covered a 70 kilometers trek, which was 20 kilometers above my usual goal, that is 50 kilometers. That was a trek for me. That was adventurous. That was a situation that was overwhelming. I was willing to come home as early as possible, but I made my mind, I made my will to go forward. And finally, I completed my round and came back to my home safely. But after that, I couldn't, means I didn't get time to make my 100 kilometers right. I hope in near future I will get an opportunity with that as well. I will complete my 10 hours and complete my 100 kilometers. Yeah. Thank you.